Today I'm going to try something new. This comes from a coin show that I went to, and a dealer that I visit every time I see him at several different shows, and so I know he's legit. And he had something that he had never tried before. He had some product that he wanted to move, and he put together foreign coin mystery lots. Now, truth be told, this is not a mystery. It comes in a clear bag, but I wanted it to be a mystery. And so what you're getting here is barely over an ounce of silver, and today's silver is at $31 an ounce. And so I'm essentially paying 33% over the spot price to get 10 coins. Now, what I do know is that he's written the melt weight of every coin on here, and they all add up to a little bit over an ounce. And so I see there's a couple of coins on here that are a little bit chunkier, and most of these are going to be probably dime sized. And I don't know what I'm getting, and so I'm curious. At least I know what the silver melt value is going to be on here, but what I'm interested in is everything going to be in here things that I already have, or is there going to be anything that I am very happy about? For instance, at least maybe that one is going to be a Canadian dime when it was 80% because they had nice round numbers, but I don't know what all these are going to be. We are going to find out. I do know from feeling in here, I feel some flips, but I also feel some loose coins. And then after we reveal what's in here, I'm going to pause the video and look up everything. I'm pretty sure, knowing this guy, all the weights are going to be the same, but we're going to see if anything has a premium over the silver price in here. So I'm going to see if I can fish out all of the loose coins first. And what do we have first? Nicaragua. So Nicaragua has the 5 hills with the sun in the background. And I can't say that I have purchased a silver Nicaraguan coin in the last 5 years. Maybe I have, but it would have been for a while. So this is saying that there's probably several dime-sized coins in here. And this is going to be the case here. It's a 10 centavos of a Cordoba. And there is Mr. Cordoba on this coin from 1923. You know, I was also wondering if we were going to have a lot of slick coins in here. And while that one's not going to be uncirculated, yeah, for a 100-year old coin, I guess it has a couple of spots on it, but that one's decent. So I think that one is good. Probably not anything that's particularly rare, but I think I found one of the bigger coins in here loose, and we have a French franc. Now this one is obviously only going to be worth the melt price, probably. That's pretty slick, but this is going to be from France. There is the woman sowing seeds. And based on size, I think this is a 2 franc from 1918. And so there is a number 2 on there. So I'm hoping to save the big ones for the last. So let's kind of dig around in here and find something else pretty small. I can feel 2 more coins that are not in flips, at least so far. And what do we have next? Well, here's our Canadian dime. 1952, 80% silver, George V. The blue nose boat design. I felt like it was a given that one was going to be in here. Our next coin right here is going to be, I think this is Netherlands. This one is another one that's going to be pretty common. Now, they said this one is 25 cents, but it's still about a dime-sized coin. But it was when Wilhelmina was the queen, so that makes it, was there a date over here? 1944. So she was the queen through 48, I think. So that one's decent. Let me just feel around. I don't feel anything else that is outside of a flip, so I'm just going to try and feel the window to make sure I don't get the chunkiest coin first. That one feels like a chunky coin, so let's Move to this one here that feels smaller, and what do we have? All right, this one's labeled. Is that Britain? No, it's another Canadian dime. What do we have on here? So it's 80%. Okay, so he's doing the literal weight on here. If it was an uncirculated coin, it literally would have been 0.0600 ounces on here. So he's not just going in the catalog and telling you how much silver's here. He literally weighed these. So there's more of a sense that he's being honest with it. So didn't really want two Canadian dimes, but that's what you get with the mystery. Our next coin is Colombia. This is another country just like Nicaragua. I know they made a lot of easy to come by silver coins. This one's going to be 90% with the 0.0723 on it. If I had one of these, it would have been a while since I've purchased one. These even tell you the silver purity on it at 90% and the weight in grams, which is 2.5. All right, our next silver coin is, that one is in an oversized, or flip that's too big of a window for it, I think. What do we have? This one might be my favorite one yet. This is going to be from Russia. Dated 1890. Now, it's not the highest quality coin. This one is a little bit well worn, but this is one of those 15 kopecks that dates back to kind of a while. I think I have one of these, but again, like everything else, it's been a while since I bought one. And at a 50% coin, that's going to have a smaller coin weight to it. Possible this one could have a tiny premium over it, over the book price. Maybe not in such well-worn condition, but that's a little bit interesting, and it's the oldest coin of the video. Let's see, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. We found 7 coins so far, and I am missing a loose one. I see it hanging out down here. This next loose one is, this can be a British 3p. So Edward VII, so early 1900s. Don't like the spots on it. Canada, so it's a Canada 5 cent back when they were made out of silver. So at least it's sterling, but this is a tiny coin. Let's go to the next flip and see, okay, we've got another Canada 5 cent coin of George V, so this one's a little bit newer than the last one. This is going to be our coin that was 0.0300, so that's, I guess that's silver percent and half the size of a dime, so these were pretty tiny coins. A very good chance that I had one of these that was well worn. In the early days of me buying foreign silver coins, I got these in usually pretty slick condition, and while that's not great, it very well could be an upgrade in my collection. So I've got one coin left in a flip, and that's probably going to be the chunkiest coin in here, and it's going to be another coin from Colombia, and I probably didn't have a coin this big from Colombia. Oh, I definitely didn't have one of these. I do not recognize this. So it's a 50 centavos, still 90%, still 12.5 grams on here. I am not familiar with this design, so I like that. We've got the condor atop the shield with some flags coming out the side. And we've got a couple of cornucopias here at the top of the shield. We've got the Phrygian cap. And looks like the condor has a necklace in its mouth, maybe. Liberty and order as a motto. So this coin is big enough that you can see the whole details of the shield. So I really was able to save the best for last on this one. Anyone want to take a guess what the 10/6 would mean on here? All right, we had a chance to look them up. Now I'm going to look up all of these coins and see what we've got. I'll pause the video and do a little bit of research. All right, I've had a chance to evaluate these, and I wrote down which coins go to which weight on here. And one thing I noticed is while he may have actually weighed the ones which were in flips, the ones that were not in flips were just the taken straight out of the catalog weight on them, and sometimes he didn't even he rounded it to the nearest that digit, the third place digit. So I'm going in and I've ranked these in the order that I'm happy about them. We're going to start, and I'm mixed on this one. I actually did not have this coin. I had the 1 and I had the 5, and I didn't have the 2, but it is such a well-worn example, and it's such a chunky coin that I decided that I'm going to make that one my least favorite, even though it is something new to my collection. That's going to have no premium over melt. Next up, we're going to have the very easy to find Queen Elizabeth dime from 1959. It would have to be in really good condition to get something over melt for that one. We're going to say the same thing about the George VI dime. Same thing on that one. That one's even well worn, even worse shape on that one. No one's going to pay a premium for that one over spot. Let's move to the one from Nicaragua. As it turned out, I did have this one, although this one could be an upgrade. This one is 80% silver, so it has a weight of 0.0643. Today that gives it a melt value of 210. Book value is $3 on this one. And let me say, for the book value, I've kind of blended together the Kraus catalog price and the Numista price on some of these. The catalog number on this one's KM13, and this one was made in Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Mint. Next, we're going to go with the smaller Colombia coin. Now, I did not have this one, so it is new to my collection. There's not going to be a premium on this one since it is a lower grade coin. This one was made from 1911 to 1942 and has a melt value of $2.39. We'll go to the one from the Netherlands. And this one is 64% silver, so that gives it a silver weight of 0.0736. Melt value of $2.40. This one has a book value of $3.50. It's another one that was made at the Philadelphia Mint. Catalog number in this one is KM164. And one thing I want to point out about this one is it actually has a Philadelphia Mint mark that is kind of a sideways P right there. And then it also adds a privy mark of an acorn. And I don't remember ever seeing the acorn privy mark on Netherlands coins before. And so it should be pointed out that the coins that they made for Curacao were identical to the coins that were made for the Netherlands, with the only exception is the ones from mainland Netherlands got the acorn mint mark, and the ones intended to circulate in Curacao had a palm tree privy mark on that side. So I think that's kind of an interesting story. The next one that was my next favorite was, even though I had it, this one is an older 5-cent coin that is in decent condition. In 1910, there were two varieties of the coin. There was the pointy leaf version, which this is, but there's also called the rounded leaf version, which is worth a lot more. But based on the how few of them were made relative to other coins, it's not a key date, but since it is an 115-year-old coin that is in decent condition, the melt value on this one is $1.10. The book value is $4. It's catalog KM13, and there is a silver weight of 0.0346 on this sterling coin, even in that condition. But the newer one was actually a little bit more interesting. So It's a shame that it's just a slightly bit warped on this one on the George V coin. What made this one interesting, it was the first year that this coin was made out of 80% silver, and then 1921 was the last year of George V, at least the last year they made this coin, but almost all of the 1921 versions of this coin were melted, and that left maybe 1,000 of them left over, which makes them nearly impossible to come up with. So everyone is clamoring for the 1920 version of the coin, relatively speaking. Now, it has only a melt value of 95 cents, but a book value of $2.80 on that one. My next, this is the next to last coin. So my second favorite coin would be this Russian coin, the 15 kopeck coin. This was another one that I did not have. And based on how old it is, so we're going 135 years old on this coin, it has a melt value of $1.40, but a book value of $5, even though it's not that great of a condition. We do feature the Russian Imperial Eagle on this side, and there is a mint mark that is made out of Cyrillic characters on here. That is the St. Petersburg mint mark for this coin. And I will note that this coin went through several different emperors. I think this would have been during the days of Alexander III, but the actual current emperor is not mentioned anywhere on it. And so it's not going to be a surprise what my favorite one was on here. It is the Colombia 50 centavos. Catalog number is KM274. Looking in your catalog, there were 3 different versions of the 50 centavo coin that were made for multiple years. This one is called the rounded feature bust, and so if you look at the portrait on here, I thought it was easiest to tell by looking at the chin. The chin on the other versions were pointed out a little bit more, and this one has more of a rounded look on it. This one was minted in the United States San Francisco Mint, and being the chunkiest coin here, it has a melt value of $11.90 and a book value of $13. And so if you add up there were definitely some in here that were only worth the melt value, but if you take the ones, there was 2 or 3 of them that had a $3 premium on it, and a couple others that had a $1 premium. And if you add it all up, I'd say that paying $42 for the whole bag was right at the market price on all of these coins. So definitely happy about it. 5 of them are new to my collection. 2 of more are going to be upgrades, and 3 of them go into my silver stacking pile. All right, I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, bye.